For more than 2 centuries, this hatch remained sealed, untouched, unrecorded, and intentionally hidden. Historians believed it had been destroyed. Treasure hunters claimed it never existed at all. But after 220 years, Rick Lagina finally forced it open on Oak Island, and what emerged left everyone on site in shock. This wasn't broken timber or collapsed debris. It was a perfectly preserved hatch, secured with materials that should never have survived that long, let alone stayed hidden. The moment it cracked open, the entire dig fell silent. Sensors suddenly spiked. The scent of ancient earth poured out. And just beneath the opening sat something no one was prepared to see. Evidence that this site was more than a simple money pit. It appeared to be part of a much larger, carefully engineered system. Before revealing what was found inside, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this discovery changes everything. After years of relentless effort and thousands of hours of excavation, Oak Island continues to raise new questions. This time, Marty Lagina noticed something that shifted the team's perspective entirely. A parallel wall revealed in sonar imaging. This wall is anything but ordinary. Its shape and precision strongly suggest it was built by human hands, not formed by nature. That raises a critical question. Who built it and why? Could it mark the entrance to a hidden tunnel or secret passage? A data specialist named Steve is now creating a 3D model that will transform this sonar data into a clear visual of what lies underground. The team believes the wall points to a time when human construction reached far deeper beneath Oak Island than previously thought. Discussions continue, with some suggesting the walls were designed to conceal treasure, while others believe they lead to a large underground chamber. Everyone has a different theory, but the mission remains the same: uncover the truth. Excavation at the money pit resumes at full force. The following morning, Rick Lagina and Craig Tester return to digging, supported by Dumas Contracting. But one major obstacle persists: water. Even after reaching depths of 65 feet, flooding continues to halt progress. As the team pushes forward, another question lingers. Is this search truly about uncovering historical answers? Or has it become a way to extend the life of a long-running television series? Still, new discoveries continue to surface, some that challenge old theories, and others that strengthen them. With every layer removed, Oak Island reveals yet another mystery. Revisiting an old site is rarely easy, but Oak Island is unique. Over the decades, it has drawn countless teams, each bringing fresh hope, new tools, and the same unanswered questions. Every season promises excitement, yet the search often returns to locations that have already been explored many times. Viewers keep tuning in, hoping for answers, but they remain elusive. Critics argue that if a significant treasure or historical artifact truly existed, modern technology would have uncovered it by now. Still, the digging continues, perhaps driven by the promise of discovery, or perhaps by the need to keep the legend alive. The true value of Oak Island may not lie in what's buried underground, but in the stories that have grown out of the search itself. Stories of determination, hope, and at times, deep disappointment. Recently, the team from Dumas Contracting Limited uncovered a newly discovered cave at a depth of around 65 feet. Its location sits away from one of Oak Island's main focal points, making the find even more intriguing. What makes this cave especially unusual is the presence of wooden support beams inside. Their existence suggests this may not be a natural formation, but something constructed by human hands. When Rick Lagina examined the site, he began to see the ongoing water leaks, once considered a frustrating setback, as a possible sign pointing toward a much larger discovery. Even so, the constant flooding remains a serious challenge, and further excavation cannot continue until it's brought under control. Despite the obstacles, the team presses on. Oak Island has a way of revealing just enough to keep them moving forward. With every new dig, the search takes a different direction. This time, attention has shifted toward the possibility of a hidden tunnel system beneath the island. Strengthening this effort is Blaine Carrick, a recent addition to the team who specializes in underwater imaging. In the early stages of the investigation, the team explored the cave down to depths between 140 and 142 feet. Their goal was to determine whether there were signs of human modification and to identify any potential routes that might have once served as entrances or exits. What they found was unexpected. The data revealed multiple indicators suggesting that more than one treasure deposit could exist beneath the money pit area. With this possibility in mind, the team launched a new excavation site they named Aladdin's Cave. They are now focused on studying the layers within it. High-definition cameras were deployed for the initial examination, with a clear objective: to determine whether the cave's features were shaped by human activity and to uncover anything hidden inside. Every image captured helps build a clearer picture of Oak Island's underground layout. For Rick and Marty Lagina, this discovery represents more than just another step forward. It reflects years of effort, patience, and belief. Despite countless setbacks, they remain convinced that something lies beneath Oak Island that could rewrite history. As the team digs deeper, modern technology has become one of their greatest allies. Underwater imaging expert Blaine Carrick has taken a leading role, preparing to map the entire cave system using advanced sonar scanning. This process aims to clearly define the cave's structure and identify any elements that may be man-made. Rick Lagina described the initial camera inspections as a vital first step, noting that while they provided clues, much more detail is needed to fully understand the cave's condition. Cameras, he explained, have limitations, especially when it comes to identifying objects on the cave floor. Marty Lagina echoed this concern, stressing how critical it is to determine whether the cave is natural or constructed. The team believes that if Oak Island's legendary treasure is connected to this cave, it could finally provide answers to historical questions that have remained unresolved for generations. Following the discovery of potential man-made features in Aladdin's cave, the team conducted a comprehensive sonar survey of the surrounding area, pushing them one step closer to uncovering the truth. To support their findings, the team turned to state-of-the-art technology, including advanced equipment like the Eco-Logger DSS-710. This made it clear that the discovery wasn't based on speculation or guesswork, but on solid evidence backed by modern tools. The excavation at Oak Island has reached a stage where traditional digging methods alone are no longer enough. That's where advanced technology, especially sonar systems, has become essential. The sonar equipment sends powerful signals that bounce off the cave walls and any structures inside. By analyzing the returning signals, scientists can create detailed three-dimensional images of the cave. These 3D models help determine whether the formation is natural or the result of human construction. The technology has also allowed the team to identify possible connection points within the cave, suggesting links to other areas of Oak Island and placing the discovery into a broader underground network. The following morning, the team gathered to review the newly generated 3D sonar images. What they saw caught everyone off guard, an area that appeared to be deliberately constructed, despite being located inside what was believed to be a natural cave. This unexpected finding sparked intense discussion, with speculation that a hidden chamber or tunnel might be concealed beneath layers of soil and sediment. As analysis continued, attention shifted to the possible purpose of this structure, if it was indeed man-made. Rick Lagina was particularly energized by the idea that additional buried structures might exist at the base of the cave, potentially holding long-lost secrets. With this in mind, the team agreed to carry out a deeper, more systematic, and resource-supported investigation to uncover any historical evidence hidden within the site. Recent excavations have brought the Oak Island team to a point where even the smallest detail can be significant. Marty Lagina pointed out that certain features observed inside the cave are rarely found in natural formations, reinforcing the belief that this location could be of archaeological importance. To better understand these unusual signs, the team planned another drilling operation. The goal was to extend sonar scanning deeper into the cave to produce a clearer picture of its internal structure. Just as importantly, they needed to determine whether the cave stands alone or connects to other chambers or passageways. All of this effort serves a single purpose: to gain a deeper understanding of Oak Island's history and determine whether something truly valuable has been hidden there. For the Lagina brothers, this moment represents more than a discovery. It reflects years of persistence, belief, and hard work in pursuit of the truth buried beneath Oak Island soil. The decision to open another excavation pit was made carefully, with time and resources firmly in mind. Challenges remain, but the promise of a major discovery makes the risks worthwhile. The team is fully committed, knowing that each new clue brings them closer to answering one of history's enduring mysteries. Excavation efforts aimed at reaching a possible tunnel beneath the garden shaft are now moving forward quickly, with Rick and Marty Lagina actively working alongside Dumas Contracting. The team has now reached a depth of roughly 90 to 93 feet, but one major challenge stands in the way of completing the final structure: a dense layer of hardened clay. At this point, Marty reflects on his family history, recalling how his grandfather worked in the mines of Michigan. The demanding labor on Oak Island, he says, makes him feel deeply connected to that legacy of hard work and perseverance. With progress slowing, Rick and Marty head down into the excavation themselves. Their primary tool is a heavy pneumatic jackhammer powered by compressed air, designed to break through tightly packed soil. Once the hardened layers are loosened, the Dumas Contracting crew uses a massive 3-ton hammer grab tool to lift out the debris so construction of the final structure can continue. The excavation has reached a stage where both human endurance and technology are being pushed to their limits. The jackhammers, weighing between 60 and 70 pounds, have begun to work against the team, rather than help them. Marty Lagina explains that the machines frequently get stuck in the clay, slowing progress and greatly increasing the physical strain on the crew. During this same phase of digging, Rick Lagina experiences a startling moment. He feels something solid strike the bottom of the drill bit, immediately raising the possibility that they may have finally reached the long-anticipated tunnel. Later that afternoon, Rick, Scott Barlow, and Craig Tester receive confirmation from the Dumas Contracting team. The garden shaft has now been extended to a depth of approximately 95 feet, and a tunnel nearly 7 feet high has been uncovered. The team believes this tunnel could be connected to the Baby Blob, a target area thought to hold ancient treasures or important historical structures. As preparations are made to enter the tunnel, anticipation runs high that meaningful clues may finally be revealed. When Rick descends into the tunnel for the first time, he notices pieces of wood embedded along the walls and ceiling. These remnants strongly suggest the presence of man-made structures deeper inside. The team decides to extend the tunnel further, digging an additional 32 inches. As they continue, they carefully examine the wooden logs lining the passage. Rick then observes that the ground beneath a specific section of the tunnel appears hollow, immediately drawing the team's attention. Encouraged by this discovery, they dig deeper. The rounded wooden pieces found within the tunnel are especially significant, as they point to deliberate construction and suggest the passage may once have connected to an older room or structure. Every new layer uncovered on Oak Island seems to reveal an even older chapter of its history. Recently, the team has identified construction features similar to those previously found in the Money Pit, particularly the use of round logs. Rick recalls reading an old Reader's Digest article that described comparable structures, further reinforcing their belief that they are closing in on something major. Marty Lagina agrees, saying that their 15-year search feels like it has reached a turning point. He believes the team may now be just a few feet away from the original site where the mystery first began. At the same time, Jack Begley and metal detection expert Gary Drayton have started investigating the newly acquired Lot 5 on the western side of Oak Island, opening yet another promising path in the ongoing search. Early investigations uncovered a stone structure that experts believe may be just as old as the garden shaft itself. Alongside this, the design of several recovered tools suggests they could be nearly 400 years old, confirming that human activity on Oak Island stretches back far earlier than once believed. Among the most astonishing discoveries was half of a Roman coin dated to around 300 BC. That single artifact dramatically extends Oak Island's known timeline. The team also recovered a large square nail believed to date back to the 1700s, which metal detection expert Gary Drayton immediately recognized as historically significant. Marty Lagina believes Lot 5 may hold vital clues about the people who originally constructed features like the Money Pit. Together, these finds suggest that Oak Island's story is about far more than buried treasure. It points to a long-hidden history that is only now beginning to surface. Each new artifact not only adds depth to the island's past, but also offers insight into ancient trade networks and social connections that once existed. While exploring Lot 5, Gary Drayton and Jack Begley made another remarkable discovery: an ancient lead coin with detailed engravings. Gary noted similarities to Roman trade tokens, which were often used by private merchants rather than official governments. This find closely connects to the earlier Roman coin fragment discovered on the same lot and raises an intriguing question. Could Oak Island have been involved in trade or outside contact centuries ago? Given the importance of the find, the team sent the coin for detailed laboratory analysis. Archaeologists began comparing the coin's design and metal composition with known Roman trade tokens to determine its authenticity and purpose. Following the discovery, Gary and Jack met with Rick Lagina, Craig Tester, and archaeologist Laird Niven at the Oak Island Interpretive Center to discuss what this artifact might reveal about the island's past. Laird carefully cleaned the coin to preserve its surface details before preparing it for scientific testing. The artifact was then analyzed using X-ray fluorescence, or XRF, a technique that identifies the elemental makeup of an object. Emma Culligan, the team's scientific analysis expert, oversaw the entire process. Once testing was complete, Emma gathered the group to share the initial results, which provided important clues about how and where the coin was made. At first glance, the lead disc-shaped coin appeared unremarkable. However, closer examination revealed unexpected complexity. Emma explained that the disc was composed of two distinct layers, one lighter and one darker. The lighter layer consisted almost entirely of lead, with trace amounts of copper and iron. The darker layer told a different story, containing a much higher concentration of iron, around 41%, along with copper and silicon. The presence of naturally sourced lead in both layers suggested the metal came from an ancient mining operation. To further pinpoint its origin, the team conducted an X-ray diffraction, or XRD, scan to accurately identify the minerals present. The results were surprising. The mineral composition closely matched that of mines located in what is now modern-day Iran. This discovery sparked discussions about possible connections between Oak Island and ancient trade routes. While the analysis doesn't confirm an exact origin, it strongly suggests the artifact may have come from a broad region stretching from Iran through Italy, France, and Spain, opening the door to an entirely new chapter in Oak Island's mysterious history. Emma pointed out that the coin's mineral makeup matches a geological belt where lead and iron are especially common. She highlighted a composition found along parts of the Italian coastline that closely resembles the materials used in the coin. This revelation prompted a wave of new questions. Could the object have originated in Italy? And if so, what would that mean for Oak Island? Does it lend weight to theories suggesting the island may have been connected to historic networks such as the Knights Templar? As historian Zena Halpern has often noted, discoveries are rarely as simple as they first appear. The lead coin found on Oak Island proved to be a perfect example. What initially seemed like a straightforward artifact quickly became more complex as the team sought to understand its composition and origin. To gain clarity, they consulted experts in ancient metallurgy and historical artifacts. These specialists explained that lead objects were widely used during Roman times for many purposes, including trade tokens, seals, and even religious items. Because the Roman Empire was vast and highly connected, similar objects have been discovered across many regions, reflecting extensive trade routes and cultural exchange. This broader context reopened the possibility that the coin could indeed be linked to Italy. If the artifact is connected to Roman trade, it raises the possibility that Oak Island was once part of an intercontinental exchange network. Some speculate that groups skilled in travel and finance, such as the Knights Templar, may have played a role in these connections. Combined with the earlier discovery of a Roman coin fragment on Lot 5, the evidence suggests Oak Island's history may stretch back much further than previously believed. As the team continued researching the object's background, a clearer picture began to form. History, they realized, is rarely made up of isolated events. Even small discoveries can be connected to much larger stories. What began as a simple piece of lead was now pointing toward a complex web of historical relationships. This shift in perspective reinforced the idea that Oak Island is more than a treasure hunt. It is an effort to reinterpret history itself. The search is no longer just about finding artifacts, but about understanding how ancient civilizations and their networks may still shape what we know today. The discoveries on Oak Island extend beyond tunnels and buried valuables. Ancient stone structures have also drawn significant attention, particularly the Great Quadrilateral, a massive stone formation standing nearly 32 feet tall. First documented in the 1990s by former island owner Fred Nolan, the structure was believed to be hundreds of years old and built for a specific purpose. Now, Craig Tester, Rick and Marty Lagina, current landowner Tom Nolan, and the rest of the exploration team are taking a closer look. This phase of the investigation focuses on the northeast section of the structure. Heavy machinery is operated by Billy, while Gary Drayton carefully examines the excavated soil in search of historical evidence. During work on Lot 13, the team uncovered several intriguing items, including a small piece of coal. They hope to carbon date it to determine when the structure was constructed. In addition, Billy and Gary discovered a heavy, curved metal fragment. Gary suggested it could be part of a cannonball, a type of artifact commonly found at historic sites across the eastern United States. Rick immediately recognized the importance of the discovery. If the speculation proved correct, it could point to an ancient military presence on Oak Island. Marty added another key insight, noting that the way the soil and stones were arranged at the site seemed unusually disturbed. It looked as though the area had been dug up before, or deliberately rearranged to conceal something specific. Encouraged by these findings, the team expanded their search towards the western side of the site to determine whether the structure continued in that direction. So far, no definitive evidence has been uncovered. Still, every discovery adds a new chapter while raising even more questions. The mystery of the Oak Island structure remains unsolved, but the team believes each clue brings them closer to the story first suggested by Fred Nolan decades ago. Although countless finds have been made on Oak Island, each new excavation reinforces the sense that many untold stories are still buried beneath the surface. As work on the Great Quadrilateral continued, the team uncovered items never seen before, including a piece of clay and a small fragment of glass believed to date back to the 18th century. These finds suggest the site may not simply be a mysterious structure, but part of past human activity, or possibly an early settlement. The glass fragment was especially intriguing as it was found near the shoreline, an area naturally associated with human movement and trade. Dr. Spooner confirmed that the team had reached the level of what Fred Nolan once described as the stacked stone foundation. With each new artifact uncovered, the team's excitement continued to grow. That sense of discovery kept them moving forward, fueled by the belief that the next layer might finally offer concrete answers to long-standing historical questions. Meanwhile, recent sonar scans inside Aladdin's cave revealed what appears to be a man-made entrance, complete with traces of aged timber that may directly connect to the original construction of the money pit. At the same time, a fragment of lead recovered from the site underwent chemical testing and was found to match mineral sources from Italy. This discovery points to possible historical trade links between Oak Island and the Mediterranean region. These findings have reignited theories involving the Knights Templar, though the team remains cautious, carefully weighing each idea against verified evidence. As Oak Island continues to reveal its secrets, the search is becoming less about finding gold and more about uncovering forgotten history. Stay tuned for more confirmed discoveries, detailed investigations, and expert analysis. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what role you think the Knights Templar may have played on Oak Island.